one of those. The Iran uprising has not yet materialized. Well, because all of the people that would be fighting for us are Muslim, and you keep telling them that we're actually at war with all Muslims, which is a little bit absurd anyway.
All the people that would be fighting for us, as far as I know, are in India. Let's take a look real quick. Zoroastrians that moved from Iran to India. There's like 300,000 or some odd Zoroastrians, basically, that moved when Iran fell to Islam. Probably spelled that wrong too, whatever. Point is, yeah, Persia, you know. So, like, we're asking, like, I don't know, man. Because it's not that I think we are at war with all Muslims. And it's not that, and I'm not with Team Tiddlywinks off in the desert here, thinking that you can no amount of games of Tiddlywinks in the desert is you can't force God's hand. That's how I've been putting it, though. You can play all the games of Tiddlywinks in the desert to your heart's content. Doesn't mean anything's gonna happen. To me, it's not even like if Jesus's or any kind of divine figure's return, like, it can't be some shit that you can easily do. Like, it can't be a thing that we can do. If the prophecy is Tiddlywinks ensue and then Jesus returns, like, you can't know about it. You can't know about the prophecy because it doesn't fucking work. You're doing this shit on purpose. If the Bible and all this prophecy was something that was just recently discovered yesterday, we'd be looking at it and going, holy fuck, look, the prophecy. You know? Then that would be some shit. You'd be like, oh crap, this is happening. Nobody knew about this? Damn. You know, but because so no, I don't think like I'm agreeing, you know. Tiddlywinks in the desert. So fucking dumb. Like, I'm not even sure, really. I'm still thinking on it. I don't know, man. I don't know. Gavin McInnes is like, yeah, I'm on Trump train still until we lose like 100 Americans. He went through a bunch of stats, and he was like, so I don't consider 10 people dying to be a disaster, but if the body count starts getting up there, then I'm hopping off, and I'm like, yo, zero attempt whatsoever. It's so goofy. It's so goofy. It's so goofy to me. I mean, yeah, Holy War. I'm on Team Holy War, I guess, kind of ish. Only I don't think the Tiddlywinks will result in anything supernatural happening. But so, now, as far as Team Holy War goes, and just in this specific spot, because that's a term that could be used to describe a lot of situations going on around the world. We're just talking about Iran now. So funny. Ask the country full of Muslims. Don't you want to fight your shitty government that's making your shithole country? Like, I can't even think about it. Ah, fuck. I'm eating a sandwich. Wow. Iran. Okay. Iran, Persia gets taken over by these Muslims and their shitty government. And then you go, hey, you guys, you want to help overthrow your shitty government? Like, I'm just looking around on Team Holy War, and I'm like, has there been any effort whatsoever to contact any of the former Persian non-Muslim people around the world? You want to resettle? I mean, to me, looking at this situation, we're talking about an Israel-style situation. This is a making Israel type shit at its best case scenario. We're talking about resettling all the scattered Persians across the world back in Iran after we throw the Muslims out. Best case scenario on Team Holy War, highest concentration of those people being in India, and I haven't heard a word about trying to reach out to them. So we're not really serious about this, and he is right. We're just trying to, Israel just wants them in the same position of the rest of the countries around them, bomb the hell out of them without any ability to retaliate.
We talked about last week the Orwellian aspect of the fact that they now say Iran is responsible for all of the terror in the last 47 years. All of it. There's ever been a terrorist attack, it was always Iran.
Go back here.
Even 47 that we're actually military might.
Yeah.
Well, invokes divine purpose to justify military might. Well, divine purpose or diabolical stupidity. It's one of those. So the Iran uprising has not yet materialized. Well,
divine stupidity.
Because all of the people that would be fighting for us are Muslim, and you keep telling them that we're actually at war with all Muslims.
Well, you also we have these giant.
We talked about last week
we have these giant protests. Remember when everybody was rooting for the protesters? So funny. So funny to me. Wow, look at the protests. Sitting there like, because we go, oh wow, where are the people who would be joining us in this fight to overthrow the Iranian government? Oh, well, they all died because you didn't do anything but clap your hands while they were in the fucking streets, retard. Where are those Liberator pistols at, huh? When you need them? Dumbassness. I'm just saying dumbass. It's dumbassery all around, regardless of what. Like, this is some dumbass shit. Regardless of what side you're on or spectrum. Having to pull out and try to negotiate with the fractured leftovers of the government. I mean, I made a comment on one of my own posts with fucking a picture of Ben Affleck from The Sum of All Fears on the hotline, basically saying, like, this is where we're at now. Like, I mean, the other option is that we hope to God, we demand that Trump pulls out of Iran and then really try to convey, or I don't know, or maybe it'll just be obvious because the flipping out would be big enough. online, but hope to God the Iranians get the point that the American population got together on this and flipped out, right? And so they just chill when we pull our military out. Direct democracy, representative democracy, right? In the age of the internet, this shouldn't be that fucking hard. But that's our option. Ben Affleck on the hotline saying, all right, we're going to stand down if you stand down. Can I trust you? No, not really. So it's fucking bullshit and fucked all around. It's ironic. The irony. The irony. That's the meme. Take that character and fucking the sum of all fears and replace the swastika on the back of his watch with an Israeli flag, ironically.
Aspect of the fact that they now say Iran is responsible for all of the terror in the last 47 years. All of it. There's ever been a terrorist attack, it was always Iran. Even the terrorist attacks that we used as justification to go into Iraq and Afghanistan, those now retroactively now apply to Iran instead. Okay? Totally Orwellian, totally we are always at war with East Asia type vibe coming out from that. Interestingly, from Stephen McIntyre at Climate Audit, according to the State Department's own documentation in their 2022 report on global terrorism, none of the top 10 terrorist groups ranked by fatalities were connected to Iran at all. However, there is evidence that some of them, maybe all of them, had received funding or weapons from Israel or the U.S. through the USAID or CIA. So the top perpetrators for the time period between 2018 and 2022 were ISIS, DRC, Al-Shabaab, ISIS, ISIS-GC, Boko Haram, ISIS-WA, Al-Nusrat, Islam Wal Muslimim, JNIM, ISIS-M, ISIS-K, ISIS-SP. Now, ISIS, of course, was the force that CIA and Hillary Clinton brought.
Can you imagine these fucking assholes having a meeting together?
Exactly the same strategy that didn't work in Iran, right? One of the things about
Boko Haram is the only one that has a cool sounding name. The rest of you are just uncreative.
You can see how it does work out in a place like Syria. They did get the more extremist, Wahhabist, Saudi Arabian-style radical Muslim terrorists to be their boots on the ground to overthrow the Bashar al-Assad regime, so it could be replaced by a radical in al-Jawlani. So this is all in response to Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent saying Iran is the head of the snake for global terror, and through President Trump's Operation Epic Fury, we're winning this critical fight at an even faster pace.
See, that's my kind of thing, though, when it comes to, like, yeah, no, it's not really a war against Islam, but, you know, you were turning it into that, but it's like, sure, fine, right? Iran, these proxy terrorist groups that you funnel money into and manipulate only exist because Islam at its extreme is that. Those are pure Muslims. Christianity on the other side, the extreme is the Templar Knight who ironically has to respond to the Muslim invasion, the crusader, the fucking chubby monk with the weird bald donut haircut, like the missionary that actually travels around the world trying to convert people, and not in a I'm gonna shoot you in the face if you don't listen way. Like Ned Flanders is the extreme on the spectrum of the Christian. And fucking Ahmed the what was his full thing? Ahmed the terrifying terrorist or whatever. Ahmed the dead terrorist. That's their extreme. Like, so, it comes back to the whole Islam didn't have a reformation. And so it having a whole big ass country like that, I mean, it isn't exactly comforting regardless of these stats here when you see giant crowds of them screaming their ass off, death to America. And then you gotta have fucking Israel go and kick the hornet's nest.
In response to Iran's terrorist attacks
just leave them alone. Let them sit there in the desert hating us. It's fine. As long as they don't do anything. We're gonna stir it up as an opportunity for the military-industrial complex to make fucking money.
USAID from Israel. ISIS has only attacked Israel one time. It was an accident, and they immediately apologized.
It was an accident. We're sorry. Get the fuck out of here.
Sending ambulances into the battlefield in Syria, bringing ISIS fighters into Israel.
Imagine the guy in the cave with the walkie-talkie. Mohammed, did they know? Okay, I thought we were fucked.
Time and time again, you would have American airstrikes taking place right as ISIS is about to invade. We are basically their air force. They are our boots on the ground. So, if you want to talk about the last 10 years of terror, it's us, actually. It's us and our proxies, places like ISIS, and the only people fighting back against them are, of course, Hezbollah and Bashar al-Assad in Iran. It's the Iranian proxies that were fighting.
This is why I call it the
ISIS.
perfect trap. Like, it's so easy to fall into actually wanting to fight them because of the way everything is going down in Europe and everywhere else that they fucking go. Even India itself is historically fought with the Muslims. I just hate it. I'm like, damn, Trump, because really, you could have just been like, no, Israel, you go ahead and do that if you want.
America funded and armed. Okay, that's the truth about it. And again, and this is live right now. All right, we'll go to this in just a second. If you can,
and then
pause. I would like to see what he's saying about it, but I want to.
And then Iran's Twitter account, whoever the fuck is sitting at a desk with a phone running that still, while the dust is falling from the ceiling and the desk lamp is shaking, would be tweeting, everybody's allowed to use the Strait of Hormuz except for Israel.
Emphasize something.
Instead of fucking America and Israel.
Iran proved incontrovertibly it has the ability to mess up Israel. It always has for a while, at least. And yet, this weekend they hit Dimona, they hit Tel Aviv, a lot of big cluster bombs. It's being admitted now, like it's to the point where they can't hide it anymore. So now Israel is trying to, invoke the UN Charter and claiming that it's a crime against humanity and a war crime to be using the type of munitions they're using. It's particularly interesting. We can go to clip number 13 here. Just go ahead and play it as B-roll. This is the Israeli ambassador last year at the UN, on the UN floor, during a speech, actually shredding the UN Charter. So, you're gonna
oh joy.
claim that you need to be protected under the UN Charter, the one that you very publicly shredded with a tiny shredder. Where did you even get such a tiny shredder? You probably jump forward a little bit. We got to see this guy. He has a little miniaturized version of the UN Charter, and he feeds it into a little
oh, you kidding?
paper shredder.
Oh my
right there
goodness.
on the stage of the UN. Now these people are going to come back a year later and say, why isn't the UN helping us? Why isn't the UN stopping Big Bad Iran from using these illegal munitions? It's like, well, why wouldn't they? You have made your bed, you get to lie in it now. The problem is, somebody showed a video of a bunch of
little fucking
over the weekend, and somebody commented on it saying,
little documents and a little shredder.
understand that what they're experiencing, that
I'm a big kid now. I'm a big politician now. See my little documents and my little paper shredder?
Do they understand that this is a direct consequence of their cold-hearted bloodthirstiness when it comes to Gaza? To Of course, my response is it's the exact opposite.
Where the
There
fuck
is a
did he
particular
find a
psychological
novelty
paradigm at
miniature
work
shredder like
where
that? What do you use that
the
for?
Israelis
Sticky
refuse
notes?
to ever acknowledge anything they may have done to precipitate the attacks against them. It, in fact, only reaffirms what they were saying the entire time in their mind. They have spent the last several years bombing Iranian civilians, just antagonizing Iran constantly, slaughtering hundreds of thousands of Gazans, almost all of them innocents, women and children. And then when Iran finally, after just endless provocation, finally hits them back, their response isn't going to be, oh gosh, maybe we shouldn't have been such murderous jackasses before. Their response is, see, we told you Iran hated us. We told you Iran was bad. We told you Iran wanted to kill us, as if they hadn't been pushing Iran towards this endlessly. And so this is the thing. This weekend can't really be talking
I mean,
about
you know, you already know, like, you know, shit. why we didn't look at the old Iran and say to ourselves, we should probably stop them from falling to a giant Muslim takeover. Back in the day, like the 70s or whenever that exactly was. I guess I'll finish this segment
really getting hit,
before I cut this off.
And Iran is not doing as well as they say they are. Well, this weekend, I mean, that's
This
not an argument. They
report,
can't make that
whatever
argument
he's-
anymore. Now they're saying, oh my God, the UN needs to step in and help us because Iran's beating us so badly. And like this is,
this
I think
thought.
this is the line I'm looking for. It's Israel faces stiff Hezbollah resistance as it attempts to push deeper into Lebanon. Israel and Hezbollah engaged in intense ground clashes in at least 3 strategic areas in South Lebanon as Israel pushes its own ground invasion of its neighbor. Can't find it exactly, but there's a line in one of these stories that literally says the war began when Hezbollah fired rockets into Israel after Israel had been bombing Lebanon for 4 months. So it's like for 4 months they bomb Lebanon, and then the moment Hezbollah launches a rocket, that's when the war begins. It didn't begin when they were bombing Lebanon. That was normal, that was average, that was like whatever. Your normal average carpet bombing of civilian infrastructure.
My internet corrupted brain thought of Shaquille O'Neal running down the street in the movie Steel saying, it's so on, the onness.